everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. It is day 9 of National Novel Writing Month. And it's gonna be a doozy for sure. Hold on just a second. Yeah, it's gonna double up. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. I have two different ways that I can go. I don't know which one I want to go. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know. Oh God, why is it upside down? Why did it? What the fuck? There it is. I still don't know what direction. I'm thinking about it. There's two things that I'm gonna have to go like retroactively fix after if I do the chapter that I'm thinking about doing. And if I do that chapter again, it'll be something. But I really think I might go that way. Tonight I am drinking cranberry ginger ale. Christmas shit. I'm also drinking, if you can see it in here, this is boxed wine. I know, top notch. And raspberries in it. Because I am trashy. But I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everything's going well. I hope your writing is doing good. I don't. I haven't talked to anybody recently about it. None of my students seem to be doing it, but it's fun. We'll see. At one point I thought about doing like a group writing thing at a bar here, but I've changed my mind. Writing for me is not a group thing, Frank. It's not a group thing. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into this. I don't know if I'm feeling this music tonight though or not. So give me a second. I've got to find something I want to listen to, if that makes any sense. I need something different tonight. I don't know what it is. So give me a second. Trying to find something. We'll try that one. We'll try that one. We'll try this one. All right, let's try this one first. Okay, that one's a maybe. That one's no. No. Hmm. Let's try this one first. It is a space thing, so okay. Go ahead and all right, we're gonna do this. don't know if I can listen to this. This gets me emotional as fuck. It's one of the, it's one of my favorite movies and one of the greatest soundtracks that's ever existed. Is there anyone on right now? I don't think that's real people. But let's do it this way. We're gonna wait a minute. We're gonna do something here. All right, that was rough. Okay. We're gonna sit here for 5 minutes. If anybody gets in, I'll get them to vote, and we'll go from there. Because I really don't know. I don't know what we should do here at all. But you know, we'll find out. We'll wait. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm gonna just say fuck it and do what I want to do, and we'll go from there. It's fine. I was just at a crossroads there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start. All right. I just realized that they might kill the sound in this part. So before I read this, I'll have to switch music for sure because this is probably a copyright. That's fine. Oh, Madison, you dumb bitch. Hope you're doing well. Why don't you just take a bath, then read and go to bed? It's always good to have a bath before bed. Convinced on what? Like, which one are you gonna do? Excellent. That'll be fun. Frank is was there and now he's gone, and I keep feeling like my phone's vibrating, but it's not. I'm charging my phone over here. I was making sure that uh, I wasn't missing any messages from Courtney. It's not the word I'm looking at. Area. There it is. Okay. That was there was some tasty raspberries. Gotta look up what mountains though were real quick. Control F. Mountains. Cold log. Oh, that's cool, Madison. Join your bath, I hope. I'm probably getting close to the... Actually, I don't know how close I am to the end here. Not a bedroom. Probably co-working, maybe. Huh. There you go. Damn, I really can't spell peripherals. Dude, start this. Let me switch over to different music. Just in case they're gonna hit me with a copyright or something. Which I don't know if they will, but Interstellar is pretty popular. Alright, so there's that chapter down. Alright, let's see how many words it was. 1834. Let's go ahead and update that. $1,834 words a session. What? Edited at home. On my laptop. I ain't feeling too good. Let's update our progress. So let's fix that real quick. Our total words are 17,000. Not 12. 17,852. Today we needed 15,000. We made it to 17,000. Again, like I said, this is probably gonna just keep going up and down depending on the chapter, depending on who, how I'm feeling and all of that. Frank, tired. All right. It looks like we're looking at November 25th to hit 50,000. I don't know if we'll be done at 50,000, but who knows? We might wrap it up. We might not make it to 50,000. It's a mystery. All right. Let me go ahead and adjust this the way we're supposed to. What the fuck, Frank? Control A, Control C. Go over here to the main document. Okay. Did we stop at chapter 8? Yeah. Alright. Copy that over. Alright. Let's go ahead and close out of that. We're good. Are we good? I don't know about that. Let me check real quick. Because that saved awful fast. Sorry, Frank, you were laying on the keyboard and I think you fucked with it a little bit. Okay. We're good. Okay. No, those are... Alright. Let's go ahead and read chapter 9 so we can all go to bed. And then we'll move on. Let's go ahead and drop this down. Okay. Let me take these off for now because the music blaring in my ears is not pleasant right now. Let's go ahead and turn it down some more just because that's who I am. Alright, let's read chapter 9, The Edge of Shadow. Time was not passing as fast as it should have been, and the drink, whatever it had been, was not wearing off. Both had cleaned off a bed and tried to sleep lying in their spacesuits. The thought was that the suits would protect them from any diseases found on the mattresses. Neither one of them could sleep, and before she knew it, Astrid was firing up the decks, checking the numerous screens, and tinkering with the programming. All of it looked like it was in rough shape, but it ran smoothly. The keyboards were clean and well maintained. She also found a specialized set of harnesses for the keyboards and decks. Type louder and the GC is going to find us for sure. Alindra leaned against the doorframe. Sorry, Astrid shrugged. She felt like she was a young kid being discovered staying up too late. I can't sleep. Neither can I, Alindra shrugged. I think this stuff is an upper and downer because I can't seem to want to stay inside my skin. That's for sure the drink, Astrid nodded. What are you doing? Alindra walked forward carefully, trying to keep her balance. Just looking over everything, Astrid pointed. This has a disk that scans and reads data. This is getting boring quick, Alindra yawned. Why does that seem interesting to you? Because I'm tempted to use it on the shard, she said. You can sure try when we get back, Alindra nodded. Astrid undid most of her spacesuit to reveal the box pressed against her dark skin. You took it with you. I take it everywhere, Astrid took it out of the box. It's the one thing I'm supposed to do. Then try it. Alindra pulled over a trash can, turned it upside down, and sat on it. I'm not sure it will work. Astrid opened the case to reveal a black forearm-length crystal with what looked like a galaxy inside. Normally, when she had grabbed it, nothing had happened, but that time, as she wrapped her fingers around it, she was shocked at how cold it was. There was a whisper of a woman's voice that rose into a scream inside her head. She looked at Alindra, who seemed to not hear any of it. What is it? Alindra asked. Nothing, Astrid replied and laid the crystal flat on the glass square that was connected to the main deck. Bullshit, Astrid shook her head. Let's run it. Astrid set in a few commands, using the data slates, filling in the gaps with guesswork. What she wanted to happen was for the deck to only get a surface scan. If the shard was as powerful as it claimed to be, there was a risk of overpowering the entire system and destroying what she had just found. After a few moments of hesitation, she hit the scan button on the apparatus and then hit enter a few times through the activation process. Green lines appeared on the surface of the square and they started moving around, triangulating the target area. Soon the first surface blueprints came up on the screen, giving data readouts. Material, unknown. Age, unknown. Origin, Dominus. Hardness, unknown. Dominus, Alindra said. What is Dominus? I don't know, Astrid replied. Though she knew she shouldn't, she started another scan, and the green lines were accompanied by a set of red lines that had a focus that seemed to penetrate a few layers into the shard. Without warning, the shard rose from its position and stood from the narrow end pointing down to the top, the widest part pointing to the ceiling. Did you make it do that? Alindra asked. I did not. The reading still trying to be processed, but she could feel the room starting to grow cold. The area around the crystal started to bend inward toward it, warping her view. When she looked at the screen, the readings were a bunch of data that she couldn't understand. Characters that were in no book she had ever seen. Quickly, she took a few screenshots and moved them into a data disk. Is any of this making sense? Alindra leaned forward and stuck out her finger. I don't think that's a good idea. Astrid reached out to stop her hand. Somebody's going to have to do it, Alindra said. And with that, she grabbed the crystal. Astrid shouted for her to stop, but it was too late. The woman's body started to jump and her eyes rolled back in her head, and though it should have been impossible, parts of her body began to flash in and out of existence, all at different speeds and times. There was no noise coming from her, but the deck groaned at the massive input coming from the readings. Astrid looked at the screen to read Dominus, 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 repeated over and over. Astrid hit the termination keys, but nothing happened. She could see that Alindra's fingers were starting to go black. She shouted Alindra's name, grabbed at her body when it was there, but nothing seemed to stop. She stood up and stared at the crystal in the same state. With nothing else left to do, she grabbed the shard with both hands to try to pry Alindra's fingers away. Then the darkness came. But it was not immediately. Instead, it was a growing darkness that started at the center of her vision and warped itself outward, eating away at her surroundings until there was no sound or light. There was only herself in the void. Then something older than a millennium, who had been asleep for so long, felt a small vibration. Like some ancient spider tending to its web, the massive thing turned its attention to that small vibration, and though she could not see it, Astrid could feel its hungry and baleful eyes rest upon her, through her flesh, organs, and bone, to the sliver of light that was who she was. Light and fear. Vocal cords that had been dormant and all but grown together in the ancient slumber began to vibrate. See, you. The sound was of two planets being drug across one another. It was the sound of a gargantuan hunger and madness, of skin tearing and bone snapping, the ultimate ender of all things. No, she managed. The darkness pulled away and she was falling. A coldness enveloped her, and there was a sound of rushing wind, a klaxon, and then the ground, wherever it was, shuddered beneath her. When she woke, she was in her underclothes underneath thick blankets. She wondered if she had opened her eyes, if she would be back on the planet all. Already she knew the answer, mostly because of the air. The ship air ships. The ship's air was stale and lacked moisture that came down from the Cold Lock mountain range. On ships, she found that her mouth was always dry. She opened her eyes to see that she was in the quarters of the Valmont. Her room was neat, and the deck was, with all its peripherals, was stacked on her blank desk. The shard was nowhere to be seen. She rolled out of bed, her bare feet hitting the cold floor, and she stormed out of her room and stopped in the hall. Everything was quiet. "Hello?" she shouted. There was no reply. With the lender's door right in front of her, she activated the switch and the door opened. She gasped at what she saw. The orcish woman was leaning against the wall with a shotgun in her lap. The top of her head had been blown away. Brains, blood, and bone had created a cone of dried gore on the wall. Before she could do or say anything, the body leaned forward and reached out for her. The shotgun rattled to the floor, and there was a deep wailing that escaped the corpse's lips. Astrid backed up and slammed the button, and the door slid closed, crushing Alindra's cold, dead hand. Another noise turned her attention to the hall. It was a slurping sound along with a crunch. She followed it into the kitchen to see Minsk on the table with his breastbone exposed. He was sawing it away while Forge and Alden broke off rib after rib and ate away the muscle. She screamed and screamed and screamed. Everything once again grew dark, but she continued to scream. When everything came back into focus, she was holding on to Alindra tight in her grasp, and they were staring at the floating shard on the reader. Trash from the floor had started to orbit around it. Neither of them was touching the shard anymore, but they could feel it looking at them, assessing them. There were whispers, screams, and laughter rolling from it. Though they had stopped screaming, they had not let one another go. They stood up. Alindra shot at it, and nothing happened. She went outside, grabbed the hammer, and swung hard, activating the jet engine. It roared to life and stopped immediately when it struck the side. The screen flickered a few more times, and then it started relaying a single phrase repeatedly. "Found you. Found you. Found you." There was something that coiled around Astrid's spine and rose through her nervous system, but not fear. Instead, it was some unknown pull of defiance against whatever was inside the crystal. She summoned her blade, and it coalesced in her hand. It had always felt heavy, but right then it was light, as if nothing was in her grip. She struck down on top of the shard, and there was a screech, a flash of sickly purple light, and then it shot across the room, penetrating the wall. The deck screen went normal. What in the versus hell was that? "I don't know," Astrid said, "but I don't like it." Somewhere, in a place unfathomable to any mortal, an infinite elder thing had gotten the scent of something that it had thought had been gone for such a long time. But for a moment it could see and almost taste it, the world itself and what it had to offer. And then the shimmer was gone, cut from its as abruptly as it had appeared. Angry, it moved with the grace of dying suns toward the direction. It may not have an exact location, but it had time, and it had hunted things much larger than what it had seen. Others felt the vibrations across the universe. Alindra and Astrid carefully put the shard back in the box, though she did not put it back inside her suit. However, she did not put it back inside her suit. Instead, she laid it near the decks. Fate bonds us all, Alindra uttered. Doom bonds us all, Astrid shuddered. The two women did not sleep. But they did not stop holding one another's hands for the remainder of the trip, in fear of whatever darkness had taken them was just a small way away. All right. That is chapter 9. I feel like it went how I was thinking it was going to go. I had a few options. I was either going to just jump to them trying to sail the Black Ocean in order to make some money, or have Minsk Forge and Alden looking for them, or something like that. Thought about jumping to the antagonists, but I did not. Instead, this is just what I did. I think it went well. I don't think, again, it's rough. There's a lot that needs help there, but I think that it's getting there. In the pattern of storytelling, I don't know where I am. I really kind of just feel it out. I never kind of try to map that out, because I feel like if you follow Joseph Campbell's A Hero's Journey, you can get yourself like locked into one part. So you have to be really, really careful. So that's what I did there. I'm just trying to avoid looking at anything and being like, oh, this is where I should be, or oh, this is it right here, you know? I'm just trying to get through this and see how far I can go. So yeah. Like I said, we are 17 out of 15. We're getting there, you know? I mean, it feels good. It feels good. I have a bit of room that if chapter 9 is good. Did you like what did you like about it? And is that something like what you liked about it? Is it something more you need in it? Like, was it too like hollow before and now it's more meaty? Like, I guess we'll figure it out, Madison. But thanks for the compliment. I really appreciate it. But yeah, he claims that if I keep this up, I have that much. But yeah, so this is the one that, you know, we're working on now. This is one that I tried to do. This is a dedication to an old man that I knew named Carl Albright that has passed a long time ago, but he was a trip. This one I finished. I'm actually working on a second draft of it. No, I'm not. This one I finished and I haven't touched since. But the slow end is finished and I'm working on a second draft. The one You'll Never Have to Do This Again is based on the Mandela effect and jumping different universes or whatever. But anyways, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, Madison. I hope that you had an enjoyable bath, as people say. I will be back tomorrow night. It might be a little later. Of course, I've got to get this in before 12, right? So I'm probably going to try to DoorDash some tomorrow, hang out with my kids, and then we'll get there. But I'm pretty sure that I'll get it on time. So yeah. Other than that, I have nothing else to talk to you about. I hope you have a good night. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest. And have a good day tomorrow. Until then, I'll see you guys later.